Hey everyone, it's Ben, and today we're going to take a look at the Teton Sports Mountain Adventurer 4000 backpack. Don't go anywhere, you're watching Living Survival. So today we're going to take a look at another great pack from Teton Sports. Today it's the Mountain Adventurer 4000. It's a 66 liter pack. I previously reviewed the Grand 5500, another pack in their Blackout series that was a 90 liter pack, and I used that this past winter for winter camping where I had to load up a lot more gear, heavier sleeping bag, a teepee, a stove. I crammed a lot into that pack and it held up just fine. So I've been using this smaller pack for several day hikes. I used it for an overnighter this past weekend and it worked great. So we're going to take a look at it in more detail as well as some pros and cons. So one of the most important things when it comes to choosing a backpack is how it fits your body. Now, unless you've tried on several different packs, you really may not know what's better and what's not. I definitely suggest heading into an REI, a Gander Mountain, a Dick's, any kind of sporting goods store where you can try on multiple backpacks, even if it's not a brand you would buy or something that throws you off from wanting to buy that pack. At least try it on. You can see the different frame systems, you can see how they fit, you can see how the adjustment works, especially if you head into like an REI where you can talk to an employee there. They can fit you and they can let you know how to adjust the pack. So what I like to do with packs is first take a look at the suspension system, the shoulder straps and things like that. You guys know I like the adjustable sternum strap. What that allows it to do is it allows your shoulders to flex. So if your weight shifts or something like that, the shoulder straps are going to flex with that. And one nice thing that they've thrown in these Blackout packs is this integrated whistle. Usually I'll strap a whistle to my D-ring on a pack, but with this pack you don't have to do it. It comes already on there. I also like the adjustable sternum strap that I can raise up or lower depending on how I want to wear it. I like to wear it a little bit lower. It keeps my shoulder straps a little bit closer, and especially when you're going uphill and that weight tends to draw it back a little bit, you run the risk of getting choked out if it's too high. So definitely nice to find a sternum strap that you can adjust that has a wide range of adjustments. Some, will hit a stitch or something right here where you can't adjust it any lower. Not the case on the Teton Sports packs that I've seen so far. You can adjust it up and down, which I really like. Just like the Grand 5500, it's got a really nice hip belt here, some nice padding, which we'll take a look at. One other thing that you want to look for when selecting a pack is adjustments that go from the back to the front. So it's really easy to cinch it right down. It's a lot harder to go that way than it is to go this way. So that's nice high quality buckle on the pack as well. On this side of the hip belt, you have a couple little rings here or loops that you could attach things to. You could attach a water bottle or something like that. And then on the other side, you have a small zippered pouch here that you could keep little things like camera, cell phone, or something like that. So I also like to give you a profile shot of the pack. This is from the side, of course. From the back, and then the other side. So let's talk about the frame system with this pack. As I said, it has nice shoulder straps. Everything's air mesh on the padding. It's real thick padding, so when you have heavier loads, it works really well. Now, this being a black pack, you want to make sure that it stays nice and cool. I've been hiking for about a mile or so today in 85-degree temperatures, and it has stayed nice and cool. It's not wet at all in the back. It's a little bit wet here in the shoulder straps, up on my shoulders. Towards the back where they were rubbing a little bit. Now, one thing I should mention is that I'm a 21-inch torso length, so this pack adjusts up to 20 inches. So if you have a longer torso length than that, you may want to consider a different pack. But I was able to fully extend this out. You can see that you can adjust the shoulder straps here. They ride along this frame, and there's a little nylon buckle there that you would strap tight if you needed it lower, but I have it maxed out. It works okay. I noticed over this past weekend I did load it up with like 35 pounds worth of gear with food and water, and the hip belt could be a little bit better. So again, if you're over that 20-inch torso length, you're probably going to want to look for something that has a little bit longer torso length. I wasn't able to get this on the right spot on my hips to where I could fully support the load that I had. Now today I probably have roughly around 10 pounds or so, 10-15 pounds with no food or water, and it works just great. It's very comfortable. So that is one thing that I noticed, but air mesh all around it, so it does stay nice and cool. The whole pack is 420D, so it's nice and durable. We had a pretty muddy, rainy weekend. You can see there's some mud and stuff still left on the bottom. I set it right on the ground. Didn't have any issues with moisture getting in to the bottom of the bag at all. It is pretty well constructed. The nylon is nice. The buckles are nice. One thing that I definitely like with packs is when it comes with these elastic rings, so that you can sort of organize down your webbing. You don't have straps flapping all over the place. Like I said, this past weekend I had this pretty well loaded up. We took a tent, so you know, I had portions of the tent in here, my food and water, my sleeping bags that I was testing out, and things like that. What I do like about this particular pack is that it has adjustable loops on the top, so that you can definitely ride something right there above the top lid. It also has loops on the bottom that you can put right in front of the sleeping bag section, so that you could strap on a bedroll or a sleeping mat or something like that. As far as the sides of the pack go, it does have compression straps on both sides, which was nice. I had an axe in one side, down in the sleeve here. It's a nice deep sleeve with elastic, so you know, very easy to put things like a water bottle in there. You know, you don't have to run any risk of that popping out. So I had the tent poles on one side and I had an axe on the other, and then I just tightened it down with the compression straps, and that was no big deal. It rode perfectly that way. On the front here, just sort of like the Grand 5500, there is a pocket here. Now this one isn't detachable like it is on the bigger brother, but it is just a little zippered compartment, and then it actually does unclip so that you could put something in here and it would hold it sort of kangaroo style in there as well, so that's nice. Another nice thing about this pack is that it's accessible. So you have two side zips on the side of the pack. The one on the left side of the pack actually accesses the main compartment, so that you could, you know, get something that's directly in the center. Usually that's my cook kit, so if I needed to grab out a stove or something like that, if I was stopping on a hike for example, I could do that. The other side is just a pocket, which is nice, handy for keeping you know, maps or a first aid kit or something like that there. And then what I really like is this upside down U-shaped access on the front. It allows you to basically suitcase open the pack. It doesn't go all the way, but it does allow you to gain access, you know, into pretty much the majority of the pack. Now it does have this sleeping compartment on the bottom, which you can store like your sleeping bag, your sleeping pad, something like that. I just have a big sleeping bag stuffed in there right now, and there's an internal zip there that you can either divide this off, or you can make it all one big compartment. If it's divided off, of course you wouldn't be able to get to that from the U-shaped interior, so it gives you access to just what's up top, and then you'd have to unzip this to get what's on the bottom. Now I use it wide open so that I can just dump style from the top of the pack, and that works really well for me, but it's nice to have that option to be able to close that off. Another nice feature of the pack is the compression straps on the front. You have one on the top and on the bottom. This to make it handy for stowing additional gear, strapping additional gear in here like a tarp. You could even put like snowboard, skis, snowshoes, something like that. I did that with the larger pack, and that works great. Again, they have these these elastic keepers here, so it keeps all your webbing contained. I like that a lot. I like the zippers on it. They're very large circular rings that they have on here, so that they're easy to pull, easy to find. So really overall, the fit and finish is great on these Teton packs, the ones that I've checked out. Now these are the ones in their blackout line. They make other packs as well. This will be my third pack, I believe, in the blackout line. I have a smaller pack from them as well. So next we can look at the top lid. You have your traditional two buckles here, and two adjustments in the back so that you could raise or lower the top lid. It allows it to float so that you could actually store something underneath there. We can detach those two buckles. Again, it's nice that it has the extra loops up here that you could stow something in. Now one thing you're going to notice right off the bat, well, let's look at in the back of this. You have a zippered compartment, and I actually have the poncho that comes with this pack, a great addition to these Teton packs. A very large top lid pocket, and then another nice feature is when you open the top lid, you also have this compartment that's zipped in the bottom. So I've been using this as sort of my toiletry or my first aid kit. So it rides in the bottom of the top lid. But it's nice that they have two different storage features there. Now they call these their gear holsters. They're made for carrying rope if you're a climber. I could just take or leave these. I said the same thing with the larger pack. I could take these right off. The problem I was having is that they didn't put enough webbing on them to make them useful for something like a thermarest ridge roll or something like that. Unless you have a smaller pad, it's not really going to fit in there. They're made to just be able to flip out of the way with your gear, so certainly could be useful to some people. I would probably just cut them out to save the weight. There's one on the bottom and there's one on the top. A great feature of this pack is that it's got its drawstring system here. It's got a dual drawstring system, which I'm finding that I really like. So you have this exterior drawstring, which kind of closes off the top of the pack, makes it easier to put the top lid on. But before you cinch that down, you have sort of this inner drawstring, which allows you to stuff this pack right full. So I like that it's got a two drawstring section there. Some other packs have where you fold it down and clip it. I just like this because I can set the pack on the ground. I can open this all up and then I can easily see what I have in there as well as pull it right out. So I just threw a couple sleeping bags in there to hike with today. On the inside of the pack here you have these little nylon loops that go down the side of the pack. There's two of them on either side. I think for hanging rope, again, if you're a climber, you can clip rope onto there. You could clip other things on there. I don't really use them, but basically it's just a large dump style pouch. It is hydration compatible, so you do have a little hook here for your hydration, and then on the inside here, not sure if you can be able to see that or not, but you do have a sleeve there that you could fit your hydration down, and then you have your little hole here on the side to on either side to stick your tube through and run it out down your shoulder strap. So one con I did find over this past weekend when I had it really full was when you cinch down the top lid here. So I can adjust these straps so that the top lid cinches right down here. For some reason the straps don't want to stay. The buckles aren't cinching down hard enough so that the top lid can just loosen right back up. That should definitely not happen. So I'm probably going to have to rig those up with something to be able to stop the ability to pull those up. Now once you have it strapped down, you could of course wrap duct tape or something around those. You know, I've done that before to stop nylon from slipping through, but it really should have better buckles on it that don't slip at all. I mean, these other buckles that they have on the pack, you know, you can go around the side compression buckles and things like that and pull really hard and they don't loosen, but for some reason that top lid loosens right up with almost no effort. So another bonus that you get with the Mountain Adventurer, as you do most of the other packs in their Blackout series, is this Tarp Poncho. It works excellent as a tarp. I'm going to roll in some footage of how we used it at our camp this past weekend, and then roll in some footage showing it off in the past video that I did. That pack came with one as well, but it serves as not only a tarp, it's got great tie outs on it, stays nice and dry, but it also has a slot in the center that you can wear as a poncho. Now, not only is it great for just wearing standalone, but you can also throw it over the pack, so it becomes a pack cover as well. We used it this past weekend when it was pouring down rain and the pack stayed completely dry. I like that it goes down fully in front of you and fully in back of you, even when it's riding over a pack. So what are my final thoughts on the Teton Sports Mountain Adventurer 4000? Another great pack for them. It's got an affordable price tag, 139 bucks. Of course, I'm going to put some links below to Amazon where you can check that out. I think it was only like 159 for the larger pack, the 90-liter pack as well. So for the price, you're getting a lot of bang for the buck. A lot of nice little features: the whistle, the webbing, the buckles, the nice shoulder strap, the nice harness system. Overall, just a great pack. I love the organization of it. It you know, wicks away the moisture when it's hot outside really well, even for being a black pack. Everything seems to hold up really nicely. As I said, I had it laying around in the mud. I had it jam-packed this past weekend and it held up great. And then also I'm a 21-inch torso length, so it's a little bit small as far as the torso goes. When I had it heavily loaded and I was walking uphill, I definitely did feel the load on my shoulder straps, which is not something you want to have happen. So as long as you have a 20-inch or lower torso length, this pack should work great for you and support a larger load. That being said, it wasn't highly uncomfortable. I've definitely had other uncomfortable packs, but I could tell that it wasn't riding right for me in the hip belt area. So again, that's something that you want to do, is try on a lot of packs and at least figure out your torso length. So as I said, another great pack in their blackout series. Now they call it their ultralight series. It's not really ultralight. I believe it's 5¼ pounds, and I know the 90-liter pack was a little bit heavier than that, so not really ultralight, but definitely light enough, and it is durable, so I like that as well. I'd probably cut out those little gear loops. It's not something I use, not something I need, so I'd cut those out to save a few ounces on there. But other than that, I like the configuration of this pack and the larger pack. So as I said, I'm definitely going to leave some links below to not only Teton's website, but Amazon, where you can purchase this pack for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Leave me some comments below. Please share this video to anybody who might be interested on your social media. You can follow me on my social media as well. As always, guys, if you haven't already done so, please click that red subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos.